Hi, welcome to your daily tarot reading for Sunday, the 11th of September. It's a pleasure to be with you today. Let's have a look at what the cards want to say. And I'm using the top deck today. Okay, if you have a decision to make that feels fearful, then the answer is passion over reason. Be honest and be truthful about what it is you truly want and look past the external circumstances and the details which may be uncomfortable and do what it is you really feel to save yourself times of suffering and unhappiness, even though it may seem very uncomfortable in the present moment. So let's say you live in Spain with your whole family and you visited Costa Rica recently and you absolutely fell in love with the place and you really have a difficult decision to make. You know you want to move to Costa Rica, but you're afraid of making that decision because, first of all, the details of moving your whole life to a different country is a real pain, and also you're going to see your family less, and it's a real problem, and you just wish you didn't have this passion. The answer to the solution to the problem is not to let all of the details and the problem stop you, but to be honest and truthful to your passions and desires and to go ahead with it. If you do it now, you'll be saving yourself a lot of grief later on, and it's important to embrace the inconvenience of all of that and to do it. If you have trained as a chiropractor, but you now have suddenly discovered this desire to be a Reiki healer, and you say, oh my goodness, I've spent 3 years training as a chiropractor, I've got this difficult decision to make, and I will have wasted 3 years, and it's going to be such a pain to now become a Reiki person, and I don't want to do it. Then by cutting your losses now and following your heart and saying, okay, I will do the Reiki, and those 3 years must have been there for something. I'm certainly not going to make additional investment just because it's comfortable. I'm going to have to really be honest and truthful to my feelings and go for it, regardless of the fear or the discomfort or the reluctance I'm feeling. And why? Why is this today? Why is this happening? Let's pull another card here. Why is this going on today? What's the deal with all of this? The deal is you have to make decisions in your life, and that's the test. Those are the choices you make in life are really going to, that's what you're going to be measured by at the end of the day. You know, you're not going to be measured at the end of at your life when it's all over, and people are going to say, oh, you know, she was a wonderful woman who always dreamt of going to Costa Rica. No, they're not going to say that. They're going to say, you know, here's a woman who had her life in Spain and she did this and that, but no one's going to look at the thing that you had in your mind, because the only person who knows about that is you. And it's your responsibility to make decisions based on your true feelings and to alter your life and to make your life what it is you want it to be and what it can be and what your higher self is urging you to be and is guiding you to be. I mean, the truth is actions have consequences, you know, and if you decide to become a chiropractor, then you will be known to your friends and family as a chiropractor, and that's going to be your life. But if that doesn't feel fulfilling and it's hollow, then it's your duty to pursue something which isn't hollow and to make your life the way you feel it ought to be. That is your job. That's not my responsibility or your parents. It's really your responsibility, and that means that you have an opportunity and an obligation to pursue your own happiness and to be prudent and to be practical so that the tree can grow in the way you want it to grow. So that's tough. That's a tough message. I don't like that particularly because it's asking a lot, and some of us don't operate that way. You know, some of us doubt, some of us aren't hard as nails, and some of us want maybe guarantee or a bit of support in making these decisions. And also some of us don't want to lose the connections we've got. So that's a tough message. So basically, if there is something like this in your life where a message keeps coming up and saying you ought to do this, then ask your guides and your angels and the universe, the creator, for help and support, and say, I know I have this desire for a reason. I know you're asking me to do something, but it really seems like a big pain in my backside, and I don't want to decide, and I don't want to have to go through all of this. Please help me. And that's a good place to start, because then you'll be given the energy that you need to implement some of these changes and to feel like you're being supported. Because all of us need support and guidance and a helping hand. We're not just these robots who just throw everything up in the air and start all over again. You know, it's not like that. So see what you get on this day. If there is a big decision or even a small decision, anything that stresses you out, ask for help, ask for guidance, and you will be given possibly even the prudence to make a good decision or the strength to decide in the first place. Number-wise, we've got 8, and 1 is 9, and 1 is 10, and 6 is 16, and 5 is 21, and 2 and 1 is 3, and 3 is about expression. Okay, so express your feelings, talk about it, either to your higher power, the universe, or to someone you trust, who you feel has your best interest at heart. Even though, anyone you speak to, another human being, is always going to be biased, because if you speak to someone who loves you about moving, their interest is in keeping you where you are. So be careful with reaching out to other people, because they're always going to have their own agenda. So the one thing you can always rely on is the universe, your higher power, and that's going to give you the information that you need and the support that you need. I hope you have a great day. If you would like a private reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to order your reading with me. Please remember to subscribe, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.